Good morning, guys. What is happening? As you are probably aware, I've tested out a lot of different Bluetooth headphones and Bluetooth earbuds in my time here on the YouTubes. And I've tested out a lot of really nice ones, but moving back into that season where I'm going to start running again, I'm going to be more active. I saw a deal pop up over on Best Buy's site yesterday. One day only deal, but apparently this deal does run sort of often. They had Apple's new Beats X earbuds on sale for $100, marked down from $150. So I picked up a pair. And I thought I would do this quick video about them in a slightly different way. Normally, I would take you over to my little filming setup there, I would unbox them, and then I would use them for like 5 minutes and then move on. Today, I think we'll do things a little differently. We'll go through that same process, take it over there and do the unboxing, just so you can see what's in the box and how it pairs up and everything, and maybe a quick impression of how it sounds. But then, I'm going to head back over to my desk, and I'm going to use them for the rest of the day. They say they have an 8-hour battery life built in, and you can charge them, you can get up to 2 hours of additional charge out of them by plugging them in for just 5 minutes. I know it's not a long-term, thorough, in-depth review or anything, but it's a lot more thorough than I normally get with them, so let's get started. And here they are. There were, I think, 4 different colors of these available: black, blue, white, and gray or silver. Obviously, I went for the blue ones. You can see again here it mentions 8 hours of battery life, wireless Bluetooth connectivity, so there's not going to be any wires on this other than what connects one bud to the other. It says up to 8 hours of wireless play. Again, 5-minute charge time gives you 2 hours of playback. Removable secure fit wingtips. This is something I wasn't really sure about. I didn't know that it actually came with it ahead of time, so we'll give that a shot as well. Flex form cable. This is the cable that'll go around your neck. And control music and manage your calls. Maybe I'll also take some calls on it because my wife always calls me at like 3:30 or 4 o'clock every day, so I'll see if I can do that on this. Now, the other thing to mention about this is these were sort of released, intended to be used with the iPhone, so I do have the iPhone 7 I'll test them with, but my primary phone at the moment is the Galaxy S8, so I'm going to test it with both of them and my laptop over the course of the day. So let's get started. Looks like a pretty painless unboxing process. Just peel this off, lift it up like this. There's the earbuds here at the top. Another little section that says great sound starts with a proper fit. So you've got 6 different silicone ear tips and then 2 pairs of the wings. And actually, in addition to these 6 additional ones, there's a pair that are already on here. Flip this little thing over though, and you see a lightning cable as well as a little carrying case. Oh, and that thing's kind of slick. You're not gonna be able to see it very well because of the contrast, but there you go. It's a little pouch, kind of like an old coin purse that the older ladies used to carry. Or probably still do carry. I don't know a whole lot of old ladies that I hang out with. I'm not that old yet. I'm getting there. But I'm kind of curious to see how this thing will work out. Lovely little branded lightning cable here. Lightning cables are not terribly cheap to begin with, so getting one that's actually branded and is reasonably short, not bad. And these little guys just kind of slide out like that. Oh, there's even documentation here in the middle that I've missed entirely because that's what I do. It says Beats X here. You get some stickers if you're into that. Oh, that's kind of cool. Fill your ears with 3 months of Apple Music for free, and there's a code here. I might take advantage of that. Then there's other safety and warranty information and everything there. But jumping right back over to the meat and potatoes, as it were. Oh, okay. Again, I kind of came into this unprepared. So I kind of figured this was going to be like a lot of the other Bluetooth earbuds that I've tested where it's just this flimsy cord that goes all the way around. But this one actually has like a necklace hanger that's going to sit on the back of your neck and a lightning port on that so you can charge it up. So these are presumably the batteries as well as some of the controls. The rest of the controls are up here by the earbud. So you can have the microphone near your mouth and the Siri button and whatnot. And it looks like it's just going to fit around your neck kind of like this. Plug it into your ears kind of like that. Ooh. That's actually a pretty decent fit right out the gate, and it blocks out everything. I mean, yes, I can hear things outside. I can still hear snapping next to myself, but it's much, much quieter. Not sure how this is going to work for running. That's sort of one of the main reasons I looked into this, and I've heard a lot of mixed results from people about using these for working out. And as far as these little wingtips, it looks like you just sort of pop it on over this, slide it into place. Yeah, I ended up having to take this off to actually get it to fit on there, but it does sort of click into place. Hopefully that doesn't affect the sound quality. I think for now I'll do one with it and one without it just to make sure it doesn't impact the sound. And then you realize you put them on the wrong side. Of course you do. Yeah, that went on much, much easier. That is one thing I will note though. There's not really any clear branding that says put these in left and right where a lot of other earbuds do that. I know that would be kind of tacky. I think I've got it right now. Just going based upon the Beats branding being right set up when I put this on my neck. But it does fit in there, and this does appear to be kind of helping to hold it in place. This one doesn't feel like it's going to fall out immediately, but as soon as I start running, I think it will. So let's see if I can power these on. Oh, and actually I must have already done it. It says Beats X unlock to connect. And now it's connecting. and it's playing music in my ears. And it does show it's got 90% battery life. That was actually ridiculously easy to make that connection. So very, very first blush, that's nice, that's awesome. And I'm actually having trouble getting these to connect and stay connected. So I'm gonna work on this a little bit and see if I can figure it out. And we're back a little while later. I may have figured this out. Weird Bluetooth stuff went on with this phone. I ended up just reading through the manual very quickly, and essentially what you're supposed to do, your phone needs to be unlocked. If you try to do it when it's locked, it'll tell you just unlock the phone. But I think I was holding the button for too long. So if you hold the button for just 1 second, the light will light up, and it pops up over here. It says Beats X, hit connect. And it connected. And now it says 61% where it said 90 earlier. And we're done, and hopefully it's working. We'll put them back on and just make sure. It is playing audio in my ears now. We'll try some music in my ears and just see. Whew. That gets decently loud. I'm just listening to non-copyright sounds, and the buttons here are actually controlling the volume on the phone. Tap the button here, it pauses the music. Tap it again, it unpauses. Hold the button, and it goes to Siri. What's the weather in London? And it's reading it back in my ear, and it went back to playing the music again. And they get very loud, and the sound is good. I will say, very first impressions of just listening to them. From Beats, you expect the bass to be really heavy, but it's not. Maybe it's just the song I'm listening to, but the bass is not like punching really hard in my ears or anything. I've got a good solid seal, and I'm actually kind of okay with that, because if it were pumping in my ears from earbuds, it would probably be kind of painful. But yeah, there was a big bass hit just then, and it's not like thumping my head or anything, so that's not bad. And supposedly if I want to pair them to another phone, like my Galaxy S8, you should just have to hold the same button for 5 seconds instead. That puts it into Bluetooth pairing mode. And you see it's flashing differently now, and it says Beats X over here, and pairing and connected for call and media. Now we'll test it using Android and see if it sounds any different. That's an interesting one to note. Using the Galaxy S8, there's 2 different volume controls now. There's one on the phone and one on the headphones. Hitting the button does pause and play. Holding the button does Google Assistant, so I kind of like that. What's the weather in Tokyo? I'm kind of curious if there's any audio leak or anything, so I'll be listening back with this with you guys later. Let's see how the bass is on Android. And again, I've got everything turned up. It's not thumping my ears, but it's good bass. It's not muddy. I'm probably being a little too loud. No, I'm not too loud. But yeah, there's bass there. It's hitting, but it's not like hurting me, so I think they've done a really good job with the sound quality on this. Like I've said, I've tested a lot of inexpensive Bluetooth earbuds, and these are some of the better ones I've tried so far. That initial pairing process was a little weird, we'll put it that way. But after that, it's been a pleasant experience so far. And I'm not noticing any sound change or anything with the little wingtip on. So I'll probably leave it off for right now and then put it back on whenever I go to run later. And once you've got it on the right side, it's not that difficult to put on or take off those little wingtips. Not sure if you actually have to take the outside piece off or not, but I did just because. And in case you guys are curious, if you want to hear what they sound like going through this microphone, ooh, they're magnetic. I did not realize that. Here's what they sound like coming through the microphone. This is as loud as they go. And I will say I can hear them from here, but I couldn't hear it super loud and super clearly or anything. So I'm thinking there's not a huge amount of leak. But just very early impressions here, I'm very impressed with the sound quality. This little magnetic clip together thing I've seen on a lot of headphones, but it is nice to see it here as well. So I look forward to testing these out the rest of the day with my laptop, my phones, my whatever else. Let's get that started. All right, so I think I'm really, really impressed now. I came over to my MacBook Pro, and since they're on the same account, once everything synced up, it actually shows up. You can see it there, Jordan's Beats X. And I was able to just hit a button and say connect, and suddenly I'm able to hear audio coming through my MacBook. And what's more, these are Bluetooth headphones, but there's always usually a delay. There's a delay of about a half second or so that when you're watching a video, you've got this little bit of lag. I'm watching a video right now, and it's perfectly in sync. Testing another video just to be sure, and it's perfectly in sync. Holy crap. Let's check it for video editing very quickly. Yeah, it's all in sync. And I can't really demonstrate that to you. I'm editing my own video here, and it's in sync with what I'm hearing. Wow, that's really impressive. So I'm going to go ahead and get back to work on day job stuff and maybe a little video editing and probably have some lunch. But I'll be using these over the course of the day, and I'll just give you updates over time. And because I know I'll get asked about it, this is a quick test using the microphone on the built-in Beats X microphone. So the video quality is not going to look very good, but the audio is actually coming from the headphones themselves. And it's several hours later. I've edited video on these. I've used them in the car with video and audio and whatnot here and there. I took them to Walmart and walked through the store listening to Spotify with them. Still extremely impressed so far. I even tested them straight Bluetooth to an Android device to make sure it wasn't just Apple, Mac, iOS stuff that made them good. Playing back video on my Galaxy S8. There's no lag, no delay. Excellent sound quality. The battery life's a little bit of a concern because it does say like 13% right now after just a couple of hours. But keeping in mind, I could always just plug them into a lightning cable. 5 minutes to get 2 hours. Yeah, I'm pretty good with that. So I'll let you know when it does come to that. The connectivity range on this also seems to be really, really good. I tried putting the laptop down in the kitchen and I walked the length of the house, so like 30 or 40 feet with no dropouts, no issues. I've also gone more than just a few steps away from my phone with no issues as well, so that I think is one of the more impressive features about it, is that usually Bluetooth advertises a 30-foot range, but it doesn't quite get that when you use it with a phone. This seems to be pretty decent at that. As an example, I have Spotify playing on my iPhone here, so if we just go ahead and set it down on the table, I can walk away. I just tested this, so I know that it does work. Still playing. Playing in my ears, no problem. I'm, let's say, 30 feet away, 25 or 30 feet. The other end of the house, no problems. We'll try the garage. Going through the garage, quite a bit farther than 30 feet away now. Gone through several walls. Still going strong. And I was able to pause and play. There was a little tiny bit of a dropout there, but again, I'm probably 40 or 50 feet away now. And even later, I continued to use the headphones and they completely died. I actually made a phone call on them and my wife said it sounded like I was on a pair of headphones, so not that bad, not amazing. But yeah, they're at 0%, so they just turned themselves off, so I'm gonna stick them on charge now. We're gonna give them 5 minutes and then we'll see where they are. So 5 minutes of charging, we'll go ahead and pair these back up. They immediately paired, and it says 22%. 22%, if you can see it there. And that was 5 minutes on the dot, and given that they're supposedly 8 hours, that means 25% would be 2 hours, so it's pretty close. I am, however, gonna go ahead, it just jumped up to 23%. Okay. I am, however, gonna go ahead and plug these in for another 45 minutes or so. They said that's how long it's supposed to take for them to charge, so I'm gonna go ahead and let that happen. Time for a late evening run. Let's see how these do. Well, so far, nice surprise here. They're not falling out. This is flopping quite a bit. There's a lot of extra cable, but it's not enough to pull these out. So that's a plus. 3 miles in, holding up pretty well. Well, the earbuds are holding up pretty well. I'm out of shape. Haven't fallen out yet. The strap is not uncomfortable. Still going strong. Let me head home. And now is probably as good a time as any to wrap this up. I probably had these on and in my ears for 4.5 or 5 hours so far today, both before and after the charging. After my run was about a 45-minute run total. These are now at 80% according to my iPhone. I was using them on Android, so that may make a difference in terms of battery usage, but still, half an hour to 45 minutes of solid playback to lose 20% doesn't sound the best, so the battery life may not be amazing, but in terms of comfort, in terms of sound, in terms of not falling out of my ears when I run, I'm gonna give these 2 big thumbs up. In terms of whether or not these are for you, that's really going to depend on you and your budget. $150 retail on these it's a little bit much. If you can find them on sale for $100, even better. If you can find it on sale less than that, that's great. The fact that it does come with 3 months of free Apple Music, that's like a $30 value, so if you factor that in, it's actually less if you would have paid for it. One way or the other, I'm pleased with my purchase. I'm going to continue to use them. Feel free to ask questions down in the comment section or over on Twitter for updates moving forward, and I'll be sure to let you know. But that's going to wrap things up for today. I'll put links to where you can find these down below. Not a sponsor or anything. I paid for these out of my own pocket. Hopefully you enjoyed this, sort of a different take on a headphone review. I thought it was kind of fun and it allowed me to film a lot more different things. So hit the thumbs up if you like that. Subscribe to the channel to get notified whenever I put out new videos. I'm going to try to move to a new schedule of Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so be on the lookout for that. But thank you guys as always. I definitely appreciate it. I'll see you again next time.